Hello, welcome to Nuggets for Life. My name is Peter Mueller and I've designed this video series to share with you some ideas and concepts that can change your life. Let's get on with it. Hi, today we talk about nugget number 9, energy balance and calories. In our previous nuggets 7 and 8, we talked about the core processes of energy conversion in nature, from photosynthesis and respiration to the process of energy conversion from food to energy in our body. Today, we go a little bit more into more detail about the energy balance. We know on the input side, we have high energy nutrition in the form of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, but we also have vitamins, hormones, and phytochemicals in our nutrition, which are necessary for the proper functioning of our biochemistry. We also need our fluids and liquids, water, soda, juices, and alcoholic beverages are the liquid sources we are using. Water is by far the most important one. More than 60% of our body is made out of water, and our entire biochemistry is working in an aqueous environment. As we know, the basal metabolism is using 70% of our calorie conversion in our body, and the vast majority of it is just used to keep the osmolarity in proper shape. In essence, our biochemical fluid manufacturing process. The fruit juices also contain a lot of calories. And for the alcoholic beverages, I have to tell you, most of the people underestimate the amount of calories they add by consuming alcoholic beverages. On the output side, we know that the basal metabolism is using up about 70% of our energy, and the other about 30% are used for our everyday to-day activity and our extra physical exercise, our health and fitness activities, aerobic or weightlifting or yoga and so forth. And whatever we don't use on the output side, so any excess calories, our body is converting this into body fat. This is the macro process. Now, energy and calories. These are the key figures we have to keep in mind. The science of energy and calories is in the metric system, but in the United States, on the food labels, everything is expressed in ounces. So here are some important conversions to keep in mind. The energy basics. 1 ounce is the equivalent of 28.35 grams. Now, about grams on the food labels. 1 gram of carbohydrates contains 4 calories. 1 gram of protein contains 4 calories. 1 gram of fat contains 9 calories. And 1 gram of alcohol contains 7 calories. So, putting it into a more tangible form, when we talk about kilograms, 1 kilogram of carbohydrates, 4,000 calories, 1 kilogram protein, 4,000, 1 kilogram fat, 9,000. Converting it into ounces, you can see it on the grid on the left-hand side. One of the key things you have to remember, on the American food labels, they talk about CAL, calories, but these are actually quote-unquote big calories, thousands of calories, KCL, because 1 calorie is the amount of energy needed to increase the temperature of 1 milliliter water from 14.5 to 15 0.5 degrees Celsius. So, putting this into perspective, if we want to lose 1 kilogram body weight or 2.2 American pounds, we have to create a deficit of 7,000 calories. I know it says 1 kilogram of fat has 9,000 calories, but body fat has a slightly different composition than the fat being used in the calorimetric measurement for the 9,000 calories. So 1 kilogram body fat is a deficit of 7,000 calories. In essence, we have to create a deficit of 7,000. We have to consume on the output side 7,000 kcal more than we put into our body. And that will result in a loss of body weight of 1 kilogram or 2. Now, when we eat our food on our input side, there are two things very important to watch. One is the quantity of calories, and secondly, the quality. The quantity we read on the food labels, and I'll show you a little bit later, and then based on different calculations, we can actually tell how much our body needs to stay at equilibrium during a day. So we have to understand on how many calories we eat every day, the quantity, and secondly, the quality, the composition. How much calories are coming from protein, carbs, and how many from fat. This is very important because our body always operates within certain ranges of these kind of calorie sources. I've taken some food labels to show you how you have to pay attention to it. The food labels contain tons of information and it is really confusing. I want to put you here into the position to do your own calculations. The key figures you have to look at are the grams of carbohydrates, fat and protein, because we know 449. 1 gram of fat, 9 grams, 1 gram of protein, 4, 1 gram of carbohydrates or sugar are 4 calories. So, when we look on the left-hand side, we have here a container of non-fat yogurt. One container equates to 1 serving, 80 calories. So that's the quantity in 1 container, 80 calories. Now, there are 15 grams of carbs in it, so 15 times 4 is 60. 60 calories are coming from carbs, and 5 grams times 4 is 20 calories are coming from protein. So it's 75-25. 75% of the calories are coming from carbs and 25% from protein. Now let's go to another one a little more tricky. We have this nice piece of brie cheese on the right hand side. It says the container has 8 servings. So 1 serving is 1/8 of it. That's a tiny slice. So 1 serving, it says on the container, 110 calories. You think that's not a lot, but look at the whole thing. 8 servings, the whole piece of cheese has 880 calories. What is the composition? In 1 serving, there are 10 grams of fat and 5 grams of protein. Converting it, it's about 80% of fat and 20% of protein. For the whole container, the equation is the whole cheese contains 880 calories in total, 720 from fat and 160 calories from protein. So being very careful looking of the number of servings and how many servings are in a container. And you always have to make this calculation, and then you estimate how big the slice is you eat, and then you can say how many calories you actually take in. Here another example. We have 4 sausages on the left hand side. Each sausage has 310 calories. That means the whole pack with 4 sausages has 1240 calories. The composition is each sausage has 27 grams of fat, resulting in about 240 calories from fat, 1 gram of carb, and 15 grams of protein, which is about 60 calories. So each sausage has about 310 calories, about 80% are coming from fat and 20 from protein. That's how to calculate it. Now, for fruits, vegetables, you have the calorie tables on the internet for everything. I would recommend to look at the USDA website. They have 7,500 food items there. Alphabetically, you can sort them in your Excel spreadsheet however you want it, telling you 100 grams on how much carbohydrates, fat, and protein are in it, and you can do the conversions in your spreadsheet for yourself. Here I have the example of a salad box. So the box contains 5 servings. The whole box has about 100 calories, from fat 0 calories, carbs 3 grams per serving, and protein 2 grams per serving, resulting in 12 calories from carbs and 8 from protein. So 60-40. In salad, 60% of the calories are coming from carbs and 8 are coming from fat. So that's about the calories for several items. Now, what does it all mean? Why is it important to remember how much from carbs, fat, and protein? You can go through the literature, you find a big amount of information in the literature what the right proportion of carbs, fats, and protein should be. It is a highly individual thing. It depends on your general constitution, your base metabolism, the metabolic type you are, your body weight, and your exercise profile. And I have given you down here, depending on the situation, 3 basic scenarios, and I give you some rough estimates, ballpark figures, cornerstone figures, where you might get your diet developed around. So for a maintain strategy, so if you want to maintain your body weight, you are fine, and you just want to look for the right balance, carb, fat, and protein, here is one. If I take the average out of multiple literature sources, we can come up with the numbers. 30% should be coming from carbs, 40% from protein, and 30% from fat. If you want to lose weight, you hear always the low carb diet or the extreme forms, the Atkins diets or keto diets, which by the way I personally don't recommend because long term it's not sustainable. But anyway, if you want to lose weight, here the recommendation is to go lower on carbs, only 20% of the calories, 50% from protein, and 30% from fat. If you want to build muscle, the recommendation is to have 40% from carbs, 40% from protein, and 20% from fat. 40 carbs for 2 reasons. Number 1, you need energy for the workouts. You need energy and glycogen in the muscle. So to build the glycogen depots in the muscle, you need more carbohydrates than in a maintain kind of strategy. So these are some rough figures, and these are the ratios, carbs, protein, fat, where you can build your personal nutritional diet around. This is it for nugget number 9, and in nugget number 10 we go in more detail on energy consumption. See you on nugget number 10.